All right, guys, it's a few minutes after the hour, so we're going to go ahead and dive into today's session where we are going to talk about the key differences between Facebook pages and groups and how you, as a real estate professional, can effectively use them to grow your business, engage with your audience, and convert more prospects and leads or gain more referrals from your past clients. Some of you may already have Facebook pages, or a few may even have groups in there, but it's important to know how to utilize both and what those key differences are. Now, I get asked this question a lot, which is why we put together this session, which is better, Facebook pages or groups? And spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you at the end, you should utilize both because there are key differences between the two that kind of work together, but also on different initiatives, again, to grow your brand, your reach, to convert business, and to utilize meta ads through your Facebook page. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. If you guys have any questions as we go through this, please let me know. And of course, at the end, I am going to show you how you can go to create a Facebook group if you haven't done so already. So real quick, we're going to talk about what we're going to cover. We are going to talk about those key differences between Facebook pages and groups, how engagement, visibility, and reach are different for both. They are very different. This is one of the biggest pieces of information that's important for you to know because the engagement and the reach is critically different. The best use cases for real estate agents, how you should leverage your Facebook page versus how you should leverage your group. And then, of course, how to maximize each of the two for lead generation and business growth. So, real quick, just a quick overview of the power of Facebook and the importance of Facebook. Facebook is still the leader on users. They have over 3 billion active monthly users, which is pretty phenomenal. They are still the staple social media platform out there. Again, with just how many users are on it and that you can reach, it's pretty phenomenal. As you guys have probably heard, 96% of home buyers research homes and the home buying process online first, which is why we should be utilizing these free platforms. Remember, I always talk about your digital ecosystem. What do I mean by that? Well, we as real estate professionals, yes, we hang our license with a brokerage. However, we interact with our clients, prospects, and our consumers are doing research online. So our storefront in the digital world is going to be your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, your website, your Google business profile, your Zillow profile, your realtor.com profile, Yelp, all of those different platforms are storefronts for you that are free and give you the ability to meet new prospects, grow your business and reach and brand awareness at a phenomenal rate. And again, I can't emphasize that. These are all free. Advertising can be very costly. Think billboards, think other types of advertising, pay per click through Google, all very expensive when we can leverage Instagram and YouTube and Google business profiles and our Facebook to reach a greater audience. These algorithms are built to push your content out to the world. If you remember, back in the day, let's say before 2009, because it changed somewhere in 2009, the algorithm changed. So if you remember, anytime you went to your feed, it was in chronological order. Do miss those days sometimes because you got to see, virtually every post that folks that you were friends with were posting. But then the algorithm came along, and now you see content based on interest, based on your actions that you've taken, sites that you've visited, pages you've interacted with, comments, likes, all that good stuff takes into account what is actually going to be shown to you in your feed. And that's going to be important when we talk about the key differences between pages and groups. Lead generation. Agents who are leveraging social media are seeing 2 times more leads than those who don't. So if you're still an agent that doesn't believe that social media generates leads, you just haven't focused enough attention on it, or maybe the quality of content that you're posting is not getting pushed out by the algorithm, or is getting liked by the consumers that are seeing it, your audience that's seeing it. So I always encourage you guys, whatever content you're creating or producing or putting out there. For example, a lot of agents, you subscribe to these automated social media posting platforms, which is great. That's insurance in my head, but it's not local content. The whole point of any type of online advertising, social media, or Facebook marketing is to get you in front of your ideal audience. So if you're auto posting through one of these platforms and it's general content, statistics nationwide, or just not using local keywords for the market that you're in, that's why you're not getting leads. That's why you're not making traction on these platforms and not seeing conversions. Because I am working with agents every single day who are generating their main source, their main lead pillar is social media, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or even LinkedIn for referral partners. They are getting 2 times more leads than those who don't. And then, of course, relationships. Facebook pages and groups are both powerful for helping keeping you in front of your past clients, your sphere, and just nurturing those leads and building trust. And that is going to be key when we dive in deeper into Facebook groups and how powerful those groups are to building that community and conversion through trust and all those types of things that you're doing within that group. All right, so what is a Facebook page? I think we all kind of know what a Facebook page is, but how can we utilize it? What are the features on it that we should utilize? But understand that your Facebook page is a public facing business profile. Very similar to, your public Instagram, your Zillow, your Google business profile. It can be searchable. It's syndicated through Google and searchable on Facebook. And again, it's another one of your storefronts in your a digital ecosystem. So your Facebook page is going to house your business information, right? Your contact, your website, about section. Make sure that your about section or your bio has those geographic location keywords in it of where you service or where you sell real estate. So for instance, if you're in Phoenix, make sure you're talking about Phoenix, Scottsdale, or the different areas or subdivisions that you're actively selling in. You can add call to action buttons. These are important, right? The people that are going to your page, where do you want them to end up? There's a contact us button, the learn more, sign up. Maybe you learn more, you're taking them to your website, maybe a property valuation, whatever it may be. Types of content that you can post on there, of course, photos, videos, or short form videos, right? Reels, events. You can do live streams, right? You can go live. Everyone's starting to sweat. You can go live on there. It's super, super important that you are posting content consistently, but it's quality and relevant. The other big piece of Facebook pages, and we're going to talk about this difference when we get to a chart that I have for the key differences between pages and groups, is ads, meta ads, or Facebook ads, right? You can run ads through Facebook and Instagram since Meta now owns Instagram for the last quite a few years now. But you can advertise properties on there. You can grow your brand reach. You can advertise to gain more Facebook page likes. We're going to talk about that. But the ads are important. If you're not leveraging these ads for your listings, you're doing yourself and your clients a disservice because you can target the geographic locations or feeder markets that are moving from, let's say, California. I know California is on the call as well, but you can use those geographic locations or feeder markets to advertise your property because those folks are selling and moving to, in this example, Phoenix or Arizona. But understand that you can take those stats or take those data points that you're getting through these ads, the traffic, and share those with your homeowners who maybe it's time for a price reduction or whatever it may be. Or it's just part of your listing package that you're getting their listing in front of more buyers that fit the avatar that are going to buy that home. So again, for Arizona, California by far, Washington, Colorado, Illinois, parts of Florida, parts of Texas, parts of Canada are coming here. So those are all in my own listing presentations and package that I let my sellers or homeowners know that's part of the advertising that we do. In addition to all that, another key feature are those reviews and recommendations. Do recommend that you continue to get reviews on your Facebook page. It's probably the third on the list for me. I would encourage you all to do Google Business Profile reviews first. Number one search engine in the world. They own about 94% of the search market globally. So I would definitely encourage Google Business Profiles first. Zillow, I would still, continue to get reviews on Zillow. I would just do like a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio, right? Majority is going to Google, then Zillow, and then the third and fourth would probably be Facebook and LinkedIn for those. What is a group? So a Facebook group is more community driven. Okay, remember your Facebook page is more public facing. Group is going to be more community driven. They can be private or public members, meaning that they have to request to join, or you have to invite them to join the group. Also, between private and public, you can decide if you want the post that you're posting in there to be shown publicly. So if somebody searches and finds a group, do you want the content that's in there to be visible? So you can decide. But understand that when you sign up for a group, it's going to ask you if you want it private or public. If you do public first and then you decide to go private, you cannot go from private to public. So I always have mine set to private because it's exclusive, right? It's that community. You want it to feel exclusive for them in there. And it just drives a little bit more curiosity. But I keep them private. But just understand that if you want to go from private back to public, you will not be able to do that on there. Member engagement. This is huge. You get to do posts in there, comments, polls, events, very similar to what you can do on your pages. But your members can also put posts in there, which is a big piece of this, right? Because us as agents, we're always trying to come up with content to put in there. And this allows you to build that community feel, right? So maybe you have some of your vendor partners and they're a lender or accountant or whoever it may be giving their 2 cents as well, right? We have tax season right now, so it'd be great to have one of your preferred accountants or tax specialists to give some tips and tricks or reminders for the folks that are in that group. In addition to lenders, right? You're talking about mortgages and rates and all that kind of stuff. But the folks that you have in there can also create a post in there. Maybe they're asking for referrals. Hey, does anybody know a landscaper? And then other people can chime in. So it's more of a two-way communication as opposed to a page is one way, right? You're the one creating the content. And of course, people can, like it, leave comments, but it's really a one-way communication as opposed to a group. You allow others to, dive into the conversation or start their own conversation for whatever it may be. Now, in a couple slides, we'll talk about groups a little bit deeper into setting rules and guidelines on what they can post in there. You can also set it up to where you don't, you have to approve the post before it actually gets seen by everybody else in the group. So if you run into a problem, somebody starts spamming and things like that, or it's just not going the direction that you want the group to be in, you can always change for it to be reviewed before it actually gets posted in there. And of course, you can always go live with exclusive content within these groups as well. I do recommend going live on any of these platforms at least once a month. Opens it up for Q&A. Again, you're just having a conversation with the folks that are in that group. So, if in your group you have, prospects, your sphere, and past clients, it's a great mixture, right? Your past clients are in there, your sphere, and then your prospects are seeing, the trust that you have or that, your sphere and past clients have in you, and that helps convert them more. But going live with Q&As is super important. I know there's some brokers on the call as well. Going live in these groups to answer questions. Maybe it's prospects, coming over to the brokerage, or agents again trying to convert those business. What are some of the biggest questions that come up during the home buying and selling process that you can start answering? And live, you're just talking to a friend, right? Does not have to be super high production. You're just setting your phone up there, you're going live, and just having a conversation like you would with one of your friends that, maybe lives in another state or something. But it helps tremendously to build that trust and relationship. And the other big piece and key feature for groups is you're going to get more organic reach compared to that page. So one of the biggest questions I always get is, why do I only get X amount of likes or I get no engagement on my pages? Well, it's not necessarily you. It may be you if the content's not relevant or great. Another note on content, look at what you're posting. If what you created or somebody else is creating it for you and it's getting posted out there, is it a piece of content that you yourself would engage with? Do you get value from that piece of content? The answer is no. I'd encourage you not to post it and go back to the drawing board or tweak it a little bit or ask yourself, how could this be more valuable for that? So again, one of the biggest questions is how do I grow my reach? Well, it's very difficult on pages. Uh, Understand Facebook pages are ad driven. So for instance, if you go, I use Target as an example. If you go to Target's Facebook page, not group, their page, they've got about, I don't know, 35 million people who like that page or follow that page. Yet when they post a piece of content, they get 5, 10, 15, maybe 20,000 likes or engagement on that post, which is a lot, right? Any of us on the call take that all day long, but it's not, the ratio is off, right? It's 35 million followers and likes, but you're only getting 10, 15,000 or yeah, followers, and you're only getting 10, 15,000 likes on that piece of content. It's not you, it's the algorithm that's in there. So as you can see, with that substantial amount of followers, they're still not getting the proportionate amount of engagement for that piece. Now on groups, uh, groups are highly focused for Facebook because they want to build that community feel. They want to keep people on that platform as long as possible. So the folks that are in a group are going to 99.9% of those members are going to see that piece of content that you post in that group. So the organic reach is way farther or way higher than those on a page because that's how it's built in the algorithm. There's a lot of focus for Facebook in these groups. So you have a lot of opportunity for those members to see the content that you're posting and the content that's being posted in general in that group more often. And you're going to see that it's engaged with a lot more. So again, one of the biggest key differences between a Facebook page and a group is that organic reach. Facebook pages are going to get substantially less. It's about 1% on average that you're getting, as opposed to a group, you're going to go about, it's definitely in the 90s. I would, be inclined to say 99% of the people in that group are going to see that piece of content. So huge differences. But remember, you can't do ads. You have a Facebook group and run ads. You have to have a Facebook page to do that. Facebook pages are public. It's another business profile for you for SEO. It's super important. And again, the key piece of that are the ads. I do encourage meta ads. There is phenomenal results when done correctly that you can generate homeowner leads, right? Seller leads from them based on sending them to a property valuation page. Buyer leads, they just take longer, right? It's building that pipeline. It's top of the funnel, getting them in, but they're still relatively inexpensive compared to where, let's say, Google pay-per-click has gone or other types of advertising. For 5, 10 bucks a day, you can reach quite a few people through meta ads, both on Facebook and Instagram. So again, the last key feature there is that organic reach is going to be by far way higher than what you're going to get on your page. Here's a slide that I wanted to create because again, I get a lot of questions from agents on which one should I leverage or use. And here's the key differences and reasons why you want to use both. So again, going back to what is the purpose? So the purpose of your Facebook page is your brand visibility. That is a storefront for you. It is, indexed through Google and searchable through Facebook. But the ultimate goal is to grow your brand visibility and reach. Through a group is community building, right? You're building that trust. You're growing a community within that group. Now your audience, there's differences with that as well. So your Facebook page, remember, is public. Anyone can follow in there. You can invite everyone you're friends with on your Facebook profile, your personal page, to follow your Facebook page. Anyone that finds the Facebook page can like and follow it as well. As opposed to a group, you can have it public or private, but members only can be part of that. And you have to set the parameters of what that looks like. Who are you inviting? I wouldn't encourage you to invite realtors to that group necessarily. Now, their page, absolutely, that's a numbers game. Get everybody you can to follow that page. Now, a group, I would get hyper focused on what your goal is with that. And of course, it's to convert business, to grow your business. So I would invite your past clients, your sphere in prospects, whether it's buyers or sellers, to that group. And then maybe you also have some of your vendor partners part of the group as well, again, to help create engagement and content within there. So maybe your lenders talking about have this conversation with these folks first, right? What is the posting schedule look like? Are they chiming in once a week, a couple times a month, or how often do you want them to be in there? But be strategic with what partners you're actually putting into that group, right? Align yourself with great partners who have great reputation and knowledge within that. But your audience is going to be more focused around those members, again, past clients, sphere, and those prospects. Again, we talked about the engagement. You're going to get much lower engagement and reach on your Facebook page. It really relies on those ads to grow. So again, if you're invited everybody to that Facebook page and it's still not enough for you, right? You need to then run some ads in the geographic location that you want to do business. Okay, so you don't want to just do United States necessarily, unless you're a national company, but you want to focus more on that local market. So if you're selling, I'll go to San Diego. I know there's San Diego folks on the call. So if you are in San Diego, I would run ads to grow my reach and to gain more likes, specifically for San Diego. Maybe it's a subdivision or an area in San Diego. Now, because we're in the real estate industry, a lot of the criteria that we can target was removed several years ago after Mark Zuckerberg was in front of Congress. And again, we used to be able to target on all the things that violate fair housing. So it was a good thing that that kind of went away. It's just now it's focused more on geographic location. So I would run ads for, say again, going back to San Diego, to run them in San Diego to then grow my brand awareness and reach. And I want folks that are in San Diego to like that page, right? Because that's who I want to work with. And then, of course, the engagement in your group is going to be much higher. It's going to be organic. You don't have to pay for ads because that is how the algorithms for groups were built. Posting, again, that one-way communication. You're making a post, people can leave comments, of course, but it's really just you're speaking one way. You're giving information one way, as opposed to a group. Everyone in the group can post if you have it set that way. Everyone can chime in, or again, asking for referrals, or landscapers, or I do you know about this with the HOA, or this new business just is moving to Arizona, and what's everyone's thoughts, whatever it may be. But it allows the entire group or all the members to interact with each other at a much greater level, which again creates more of that member and community feel and helps you convert that business over time, right? You're building that. Visibility, again, your content, a Facebook page. So if you're on your personal profile and you're scrolling, you're going to see content based on the algorithm. So whether you're going to see that post from that page or not, it depends on how much you've interacted with that page. Is the content that's being posted relevant? So it's really based on that algorithm. As opposed to a group, majority of those members are going to see that post, right? 99% of those people that are in that group are going to see the content more often or more frequently than those that are, following a page. Advertising, again, you have to have a Facebook page to run those meta ads. So you can run ads. And then, of course, the Facebook group, there's no direct capability for those ads. SEO, your Facebook page is going to be searchable and syndicated on Google. So folks are Googling, real estate agent in Phoenix or San Diego, or homes for sale and whatever it is, and you're leveraging those geographic locations. That's why if your content that you're posting is automated and it's not specific to your market, you are losing reach. You're losing clients to the agents who are leveraging those keywords in there. And then, of course, groups are less searchable, but that is the point. It's you just want to herd the cattle, if you will, of the folks that you want to work with and grow your referral business and all that good stuff. So they're less searchable because they're private, right? It's not syndicated through Google or even Facebook. And then control and moderation. So the public can leave reviews on your Facebook page. They can, post comments on it, all that good stuff. Understand that when you run ads, people can leave comments as well. Sometimes they're negative. You can go in and remove some of those comments if you wanted to. You can limit comments, but understand that it's more public facing. As opposed to Facebook groups, you have more control. Again, you can choose who's approved to moderate, who's approved to leave posts on there or start conversations, or you have the setting set up to where you have to approve the post before it actually is seen in there. So lots of key differences between the two, but as you can see, both are very important, especially as a business owner, which we all own our own real estate business. Important key differences that we can leverage with different goals in what we're looking to do here. So again, the spoiler alert earlier, I do encourage both. You have to have both, in my opinion, but you just have to utilize them and leverage them differently for what they were built for. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about Facebook pages. So again, pages are going to be best for that brand awareness and growing your online presence, showcasing your listings and testimonials. You get to run those Facebook ads for lead generation, big SEO benefits. It's a free page. You don't have to pay anything for it, and it's syndicated through Google. It's another opportunity for you to show up in front of your ideal audience. You just have to make sure that the content that you're posting is focused on local, 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 local. And again, it allows you to have professional business credibility. It just allows you another storefront location and shows that your business is credible, right? And that you're active. That's the other key piece of it. You have to be active on these platforms. The more that you feed into these algorithms or these platforms, the more love that they're going to give back to you. Just like if you're posting and you're not taking 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to engage with who you're following or your ideal audience, meaning even if you're on Instagram or even Facebook, right? Are you leaving your 2 cents? Are you leaving comments? Are you liking things? Are you sharing posts? Uh, those are super important for the algorithm to know that you're active on these platforms. The more you feed it, the more it feeds you back. Uh, Again, your Facebook page, of course, you're going to feature your listings, client reviews, market updates, that type of thing. In groups, and we're going to talk about this more in a second, you're going to be a little bit more personal. You're going to be very hyper local in what you're looking for there. And then, of course, that Facebook page, you can grow your brand awareness for a few bucks a day, right? 5, 10 bucks a day, or however you want to set up that schedule. That's going to help you grow your page. To go back to credibility, if you have 10 people following your Facebook page, it's less credible to say, 1,000. Well, how do I get to 1,000? Well, you're going to have to continue to invite those folks that you're friends with to like your page and follow the page. But then you're going to have to, at some point, most likely, run some of those ads targeting your geographic location to grow that page with folks that are actually in your market. And again, those meta ads are still very inexpensive compared to traditional advertising and the other digital advertising that we're seeing, like Google pay per click. Facebook groups, best for building that community, right? That more personal community feel. You want to engage those prospects you have in there, maybe potential buyers, potential sellers, your sphere. You want to increase those referrals or past clients. You want to throw them into it. And this could be part of your process. Like, hey, I know we're going to start to work together. I'm going to invite you to my group. There's a lot of good content in there about local. I even partner with some local businesses like coffee shops or food places, restaurants, or whatever it may be. And oftentimes, they will give me 10, 15, 20% off a meal or maybe a coffee on me or whatever it is. Lots of cool stuff that we get to do in that group. So I'm gonna send you the invite, or I'm gonna invite you to that group. in there. So there's a lot of different things you can do in these groups. I have agents that are giving away gift cards monthly, asking cool questions like, what's your favorite place that you've traveled? And, types of content like that that just helps build relationships, right? You're just having conversations with folks and getting them to engage. But there's a lot of different cool things you can do in there. Again, partner with local businesses, partner with your vendor partners, and see what they can do to help to do some fun things in there. You can do different polls and all that kind of good stuff. So some ideas for groups, even here you see down the left side, first time home buyers, maybe that's your specialty, that's your niche. In there, I wouldn't recommend having multiple groups until you get really good at one, right? Focus on the one group. That's why I say invite your prospects, your sphere, your past clients in one. And then when you get really, really good with that and that's going good, maybe you then add in a group for VAs or a group for first time home buyers, or, whatever it may be for your HOA, if you're, growing a group for your subdivision or community that you actually live in. So you can lots of different cool things that you could do in there for niches, but the goal is just to get active with it and get the process going and get people engaged and provide strong, valuable content in there. Again, a group for your past clients, all that good stuff. Nurturing those warm leads and past clients within that group. You're sharing exclusive tips and local market insights, which is super important. I'd probably do the 80-20 rule in this, if not 90-10, meaning that it's a lot of local content. You're the hub of everything local. You're providing resources and information. If there's anything, uh, laws or things that change within that market or state that would affect buyers or sellers, definitely you want to talk about that. And of course, you want to encourage Q&A during those sessions. That's why going live is super important. But maybe the content you're posting or polls you're posting is, why did you move to Arizona, or why did you move to San Diego, or why did you, Las Vegas is on the call. Why did you choose Las Vegas? And just start those open discussions in there. Or you yourself, hey, who can recommend a great restaurant or a great Mexican restaurant or a great Italian restaurant or Chinese restaurant, whatever it may be, right? Type of genre of food, or what's something fun that you've done with the family that you would recommend? Man, the feed, it starts building uh, in there. Those are also great questions for retention. I know there's brokers on the call again. So, asking more questions to engage with your agents more within these groups if you don't already have a group. I know a lot of brokers do have groups for their agents, and it's a lot about, of course, important things, forms, and all that good stuff. But lighten it up sometimes. Ask about what is their favorite thing to do within that market, or what's something great that they did over the weekend, or wins or anything like that. Definitely helps build that relationship and retention for that as well. The other big thing is these groups are going to help establish you as the authority, right? Those relationships within your niche or within the group of folks that you have in these groups. So over time, you're going to be the go-to person, right? And things are going to come up. There's going to be people in the group that are out having dinner or at events or something like, oh my gosh, yeah, you gotta, um, you know, call Michelle or whoever it may be. She's always posting things in this group, or she has a family as well, and would help you maybe with schools or whatever it is. Maybe relocation. That's a great group right there. Relocating to San Diego or Phoenix or Las Vegas or wherever it may be. Relocation groups and focus is huge. Again, you're going to help them establish everything that's local in that market. They want to know about schools. How far is the airport? What about hiking? All those extracurricular activities, things to do outdoors, all that good stuff. So it will establish you as the authority, as your page will, but groups are going to help build that relationship much deeper and much quicker than those pages. Again, pros and cons of the actual page, right? Don't forget public visibility. You got the SEO and branding, advertising capabilities. You've got those built-in call to action buttons to direct them where they need to go, or where you want them to go down that rabbit hole. Business credibility and reviews, those are super important. I don't think I mentioned this just a few minutes ago, but remember, consumers focus on the previous 30 days or the last 30 days of reviews. Yes, do they go back sometimes further? Absolutely. But consumers in general, as a society, we look at the last 30 days. So if you haven't had a review on your Facebook page at all, or your Google business profile, or your Zillow, or wherever it may be, definitely you want to make sure that you always have like a rolling 30 days of a new review or reviews on these platforms. The cons for those pages, the biggest one is that organic reach. It is low, 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 very, very low. So about 1%. And man, when you start putting links into those posts to start, maybe you're driving them to a YouTube video you did or your website or whatever it may be, man, your reach is going even further down than that. So Facebook will always prioritize personal content over business posts. So again, a lot of you have noticed or may have noticed that when you post something on your personal feed, your personal page, the engagement is far greater than what you get on your business page. And again, it's not you, it's me. No, it's the algorithm in there. So it's built that way. That's how it's built. So your personal page or your groups will always get more engagement. And then again, so that's where those ads come into where you need to boost those. And then just to recap for the pros and cons for groups, right? You're gonna have that much higher engagement and that organic reach. Your time is gonna go a lot further because you're not gonna necessarily have to spend ad money or advertising money to promote that content. Stronger sense of community and trust building. We are a relationship-based business that is not going to go away. I don't care how much technology comes into us. Technology is given to us to be a tool, right? AI. It's not going to put us out of business. We need to leverage it as a tool for that. We are a service business. We are a human business. Those relationships, folks want to connect with humans. And that's what your goal is through these groups is you're going to show them your personality, how you work, have fun, but also provide very strong, good content, valuable content, that would be useful to those members that are within that group. And then, of course, you're going to have more direct interaction with those prospects, clients, and sphere, or just the members in general that are part of these groups. I can't, talk about this enough about the community feel. Like think about like a book club or your church community or a BNI or anything like that. That's kind of what you're doing, but direct to consumer, right? You're putting actually your ideal audience or folks that would refer your business or be one of your customers into this group, and it's going to help you again go from A to B much quicker. You're going to be able to build that relationship and trust. Uh, some of the cons, I don't really see this as a con, but active moderation, community management with everything in this business or in life, you have to actively manage it in there. So maybe you're gonna assign some moderators, meaning like maybe the lender you have in there, your accountant, or any other partners that maybe you're having in that group help you moderate the content. Maybe you're having you need to review the post before it goes active in there, meaning I have a prospect or my sphere in there or whoever it is, they make a post. I get alerted. I have to take a look at it. Yep, this is cool. Approved. Or this is really spammy, or this isn't the direction I want the group to go in. I'm going to deny it. I'm probably going to have a conversation with them and let them know why it was denied. And just remind them, again, in the beginning to set up those rules or guidelines. When you invite somebody to a group and you have those rules and guidelines set up, they have to see that before they say, yes, I agree. And then they're led into the group. So I would definitely encourage you doing that. And, you could use ChatGPT to help you, say, creating a group for my real estate business. It's focused on my sphere, past clients and prospects. And I need help creating some rules. Maybe some of the rules that come out is just be kind in there. But maybe not, being spammy or being salesy with some of their stuff. Now, if your accountant is in there providing great tax advice or something, and then offering, if you want a free consultation, reach out. I don't see anything wrong with that because you're leveraging, each other to build that community. And maybe now your accountant's gonna start referring you more business because you're doing this with them in there. So how to optimize your Facebook page? It's always important. Remember, it's one of your public facing profiles. It's one of your storefront locations in the digital world. You need to make sure your profile is complete. If you haven't done it yet, you need to audit it, right? Cover photo. What does that look like? Please do not upload a blurry photo. Make sure it's good, high quality. You could go to Canva or go to Fiverr and pay somebody to do a beautiful cover photo for you. You can do a cover photo in your group as well in that. But what does that look like? Is it outdated? Do you need to update it? Your bio, does it highlight those key words, those geographic locations of where you're selling, right? Those keywords are important. Facebook and Google skim that bio, those keywords, to see if it's a good fit for who's searching and if you're going to rank, you're going to actually show up. And then that call to action button, right? Where do you want them to go? Learn more, it goes to your blog, maybe it goes to a property valuation, your about page, wherever it may be. But where do you want them? Where do you want to drive that traffic from that page? With everything in life, again, post consistently. You've got to be consistent. I'd rather you guys post less frequently, but more consistent, if that makes sense. So, I'm not going to tell you need to post 7 days a week because, quite frankly, it's not manageable. Unless you're a high producing agent and you have the revenue or the allocation of funds to hire somebody that's going to be able to help you be a lot more consistent with that. So, posting 3 times a week is going to be a lot better than the agent that posts 7 times a week for a month and then gets burnt out and doesn't do it again for 9 months. And now they're took, 50 steps backwards in terms of the algorithm to try to get the motion going. So much goes into the algorithm for consistency. Again, the more love you're given, the more love they're going to give back to you. So you want to definitely be consistent with that. Facebook ads, leverage those Facebook ads. If you're plateauing at, gaining those followers and likes for that business page, or, you want to leverage it to promote your listings, so that when you go to listing presentations, you can show data. Hey, I drove an additional 11,000 views, to this, listing, or this got, 784 saves. I'm using real numbers from my own listings, because I was using these, ads. That's what makes me different as an agent, in terms of digital marketing, and of course driving as much traffic as possible to that listings. Those are things that you can say in your listing appointment, that will help set you apart. Leverage Facebook stories and reels, very similar. When Meta bought Instagram, they brought reels to the Facebook platform as well. Short form video content is still highly, highly encouraged and a huge part of the algorithm. So you definitely want to, leverage those reels. If you don't want to be on camera, I get it. But nobody's looking at the things that you're seeing or hearing, or that you're judging yourself on. But you can do faceless reels too, faceless video content. So just have a strong hook, right? You've all seen it. You're scrolling and you see a video in the background moving, and then there's a strong text hook that stops you from scrolling, and engage with that piece of content. So huge with that. And of course, like I said earlier, you want to, if you haven't had a new review or recommendation on your Facebook page, you definitely want to get a couple of those going on there, so they are recent. With your a Facebook group, choose a specific niche, or just be a little bit more general, right? Just go with the past clients, your sphere, and prospects in there. But you can do a niche. Leverage ChatGPT to come up with a group name if you're struggling with that. Here's an example: moving to Phoenix, home buying tips, or everything you need to know about Phoenix, or Phoenix living with your name. Maybe it's just your first name, uh, whatever it may be. But you can leverage ChatGPT and say, "Hey, I'm creating a group for my real estate business, and I need help picking a group name. Here's my market that I sell in." You can go with that. So choose that niche, choose that group name. You want to make sure that you're setting those clear group rules and guidelines in the beginning. Again, leverage AI to help you create that. Post conversation starters. You can create polls in there. You can do Q&A. You could do market updates in there. Man, you could just do a static post with text on it, like I said earlier, saying what's your favorite thing about Phoenix, San Diego, Las Vegas, wherever it may be. Those are great conversation starters. Those types of questions are important because that's going to let everybody chime in. Man, everybody has an opinion, or everyone wants to be part of a discussion. So you can use those to start that conversation. And it's not salesy, right? It leads into that. It leads into that. But you definitely want to, create some of those conversations. And then once the members start seeing the type of content that you're posting in there, they start putting in their 2 cents and start posting as well, right? They get more comfortable, creating their own posts. So it's not only you creating content, it's everybody in the group creating that content. And then, of course, going live, I know everyone, again, starts sweating. Oh gosh, I don't know about that. Just try it. Just try it. Go on live for 5 minutes. Just be in an environment that's not distracting, and just start having questions. Hey guys, just coming on here to see how everyone's holiday weekend was. Or, hey, we got a holiday weekend coming up. I just wanted to wish you all a great holiday weekend, and just see what's everyone doing. You're going out of town, you're staying in town. What events are going on that I don't know about, that I should know in there? So, again, just having those natural, you're talking to a friend conversations that are authentic, not high production. Your engagement is going to go through the roof. And of course, you want to engage with members daily. And I know somebody had asked, that's exhausting, right? Daily. Well, that's why you're setting up in a way where you have other people in there that's also producing content or engaging with those members. And maybe you're, going in and creating a post 3 times a week to start. But the more that you're engaging, the better it's going to be, right? The better you're going to be able to build that trust with them. So, and maybe it's not a post. Maybe you're commenting on a post that somebody else did, but you need to engage with those members on a consistent basis, preferably daily, in there. So you just want to set it up in a way that you're not the only one having to create content within these groups. So again, invite local business owners. Man, if you got friends or business partners that own local businesses, highlight them. Say, hey, I'm going to invite you in there, into this group. It's my past client sphere and prospects, and would love for you to chime in. Would love to, highlight you and your business in there. So, I trust you. Just let me know if you have any questions on when you're posting. I'll be able to see it before you actually post it. And if there's any issues, I'll just call you or something and say, hey, let's just tweak this, or man, maybe it's great content in that you can put in there. So lots of different things can do in there, but ideally you want to engage and build those relationships um, as much as you can within that group. I already gave you the spoiler alert, right? Which one's best for your real estate business? You got it. You got to leverage both, and hopefully through that chart that I showed you guys, you see the benefits of both in there. But remember, your business page, your Facebook page, is going to be focused around brand awareness and lead generation. Okay. Once you got those leads, that's when you throw them into the group, right? Or your sphere or your past clients, right? Not just prospects in there. But the goal with your Facebook page, or the way to utilize that tool, is to grow your brand awareness and for lead generation. Now, the group is for community engagement and that relationship building. That's where, you've generated these leads, or these people, and you're putting them in there. I'll put it this way: this group can be utilized as a modern day CRM. Okay. Now, I'm not saying not to use a CRM. That is the opposite of what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is understand the benefits of these groups and how it can be an extension of that CRM in a way that you can stay in front of those people much more often and less cold than, automated things that are going out through your CRM. Okay. So hopefully change your mindset to think, man, I could use these groups as a modern day CRM where I don't feel like I'm being salesy. I'm providing value to those members that are in that group. And it just allows me to build a much stronger and authentic relationship with the members in that group. So, again, you're going to run ads and showcase your listings on that page. And then through that group, you are nurturing um, those people. Here's your action plan. If you don't have a Facebook page yet, start one. right? Very simple. You just go to your Facebook, facebook.com, you log in. I'll show you here in a second where you can go to create a page and a group. I'm not going to go through the whole process, but I'll at least show you where you can navigate to get there because it seems every day Facebook likes to change their layout. If you want more engagement, right, start with that a group, a Facebook group. Maybe it's a niche, or maybe you're just starting with a general one and getting the juices flowing. What does your content strategy look like? Going back to, engaging daily or posting daily, think about batching content. Spending an hour a week batching content, a couple hours a month, an hour, whatever it is, right? So you're doing it for a week, you're doing it for the whole month, whatever it may be, but you're going to feel less intimidated, less exhausted, and overwhelmed if you time block and batch that content. Super, super important. So you got to plan that. What do your ads look like? The videos, post engagement, all that kind of thing. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes a day. This is across all platforms, guys. So whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, or wherever it may be, start with 5, right? I'm all about starting small and building and going from there. Start with 5 minutes a day for the first week. Second week, you're at 10 minutes a day. Third week, you're at 15 minutes a day. Fourth week, you're at 30 minutes a day. And then you're just going from there. Those small increments are going to be monumental in your results. So again, dedicate a small portion, a small piece of your day to get on that phone or get on your laptop and engage with your audience, whether it's a Facebook page, your group, your Instagram, you're liking things, you're commenting on things, you're sharing things, because the algorithm will give you that love back if you are active on those platforms. So again, final thought, if you're not actively showing up and leveraging the right strategy, you're missing opportunities to connect, nurture, and close more deals. And the less that you're doing of that, the more that your competition is increasing their business. So you have to take action on this. Whatever resonated with you today, or just start with a group with that. Optimize your page and group, get those going, and then you can add on from there. Think about who else you would want to be part of that group with you. If you have friends that are business partners or vendors, lenders, or even title and other folks, accountants, contractors, right? What are we seeing right now with materials and key updates in homes, all that kind of thing. Are valuable pieces of content that they could share within that group. So you definitely want to take action on this today. Let me show you guys how you can go to my Facebook here. So here's my Facebook page. Once you are logged in here, on the left-hand side, we'll start with groups. On the left-hand side, you should see your name. Underneath that, you have a few things. You should see groups as a third one down because they are really promoting these, but you may need to see more to see it if it's not there. But you're going to click groups. It's going to show you what groups you're part of in your feed. But then there's this button on the left side that you can say create new group. You click that button. It's going to ask you for that group name. Again, leverage AI to help you with that. It's going to ask you the privacy. Remember I said, if you start with you start with public and then you want to go private, you cannot go back. See, it says right here, you can't change it to public later. I do encourage private actually, because it is, it's exclusive, right? If it's public, to me, it's just more like a page in that sense. Now, understand that the algorithm isn't different between public or private. In that sense, it's just the posts and content and followers or members within that group will be able to be seen by other people that are not part of the group. Private, they won't be able to see the content or who is actually a member in that group. So again, makes that a little bit more exclusive in there. So you get to choose which one you want. And then once that, you get to choose visibility. So even if it's private, do you want this group to be searchable? Meaning that you're saying, oh yeah, just go, join my group on Facebook, just search Justin, relocating to Phoenix with Justin Taylor. It'll pop up and you can ask it. Or if it's hidden, only the members that are already in there can find the group, and you can invite folks to the group. But if they won't be able to go and search and then ask to join the group. So I do encourage you to leave it visible, so private but visible. You can go ahead and invite people right off the bat. One of the questions I saw in the chat was, how much do I need to post on the group before I start inviting people? And the answer is you don't really need to post anything to start, but maybe one post, maybe it's a poll or maybe it's a welcome message. So everyone that you're inviting to that group right off the bat can see that in there. But don't wait until you don't have to have a long feed or anything in there because it doesn't help. The whole point of the group is for the members to see the post as opposed to a page, that's evergreen and kind of it's searchable in SEO. The group, the goal is you want the members to see it. So you can invite them right off the bat. There won't be a whole lot in there, but you can continue through this process. Click create once you fill this out. You can upload your banner image if you need to go to Canva to do that, or Fiverr, and then you can fill out the details and stuff in there. When you click create, it will ask some admin stuff like the different settings we talked about, the rules, um, you know, moderators. Do you need to approve the post before it's seen to everybody else in the group? So you can go there and do that. Again, I'm going to leave here, go back to the main page. Once you're in your main Facebook, you're going to go over to the left, click groups, and then to do pages, they just moved it. Yep, you just have to keep scrolling down. You see what's important to Facebook? Groups way up there, pages way down here. If you click pages, again, it's going to tell you pages you like or you manage or all that good stuff. Same up here. You're going to click that create new profile or page. You can do a second personal profile, but would not recommend it necessarily. You're going to choose public page for today's conversation and then go through that same process as well. So again, hopefully you got to see the key differences between Facebook pages and groups, how you can leverage both, how you should leverage both. And I'm so glad that we finally got this class put together because this is one of the biggest questions that I get is which one should I have? Hopefully you get to see the benefits of both and how you can leverage both and the power behind those groups. I really want to emphasize that into helping you grow that modern day CRM in there to build those relationships and ultimately convert more business this year. Last thing here, you can always scan this QR code. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just, if you want to have a strategy call with me just to audit your stuff, I just got off a call with another agent doing one, gave her some tips and pointers on optimizing their Facebook page or a group. So you can always scan that and happy to do that for you guys. Otherwise, please register for that next training that we threw in the chat box. For next week, we are talking about Yelp and it's a Yelp masterclass. We're going to go from A to Z, the benefits of it. It's another one of those digital locations for you in your digital ecosystem, similar to like a Google business profile. A lot of folks on Yelp and use it to find service businesses, reviews, SEO, all that good stuff. So make sure to register for that. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your week. Make it productive and looking forward to seeing all of you in the next training. Have a great day, everyone.